touch your dick a little bit.
A puss.
Can I
A
see
pussy.
I mean,
The great. They want to see
kind of
the
dick is
dick.
that?
Who wants to see the dick?
You know, when
We
trying
make
to-
out.
So it just depends on.
Hello. Welcome back to Flatulent Thoughts. I'm Rosie with.
Manny, you can't introduce me
We can't do that every single time.
because we have never settled this.
I think we have because.
Last episode I introduced you.
Well, I think we have settled it because we've gotten better with introducing each other somewhat.
Nah, I think we're still.
Well,
lacking.
you just weren't introducing me, so that was the problem. But anyway, welcome back to Flatulent Thoughts. Today we're going to talk about, or the name of this episode is
Social butterfly.
Okay.
Oh,
That
too
was
excited?
pretty.
Oh,
That was pretty
I thought
exciting.
we rehearsed this. You wanted me to go like really.
So, the episode will be called Social Butterfly. And we're going to talk about having
Butterflies.
not having social, no, Lord, not having butterflies, but being a social butterfly.
Being thought.
No.
No.
Can a guy be a thought?
Oh yeah.
Well, is that the name for it?
Toadette. I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway. Giveaway time now for the first task of our August giveaway. Once this episode, Social Butterfly Part 1, goes live, there will be a post on our Instagram and Facebook pages. You must share that post on your own Instagram or Facebook, tag at Flatulent Thoughts, and use the hashtag.
Thoughts and Thoughts.
And how do you spell that?
THOTS and TODDS.
So once again, you share the post, tag us, and use the hashtag Thoughts and Thoughts. Okay.
A Todd.
So being a social butterfly while being in a committed relationship.
Right.
So a little bit of context would be, when I first met you, I think you were quite the social butterfly with women.
Which I think is fair to say for all men who are single.
Yeah. I guess if you're the average male,
Or a single person.
right, average single person, you might be quite charismatic to be able to, find that one you want to rope in.
And you gotta be out there. You gotta be, DMing people. You gotta be out there.
I mean, that's what it is now, DMing.
I know.
but-
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting into context of what people would know. And back then, it was like hitting people's MySpace or just meeting someone outside and be like, "Hey, you want to go hang out, watch a
Right.
movie?"
So I think over time, like, that has drastically changed in the way how you interact with females now that you're as you started becoming in a very serious committed relationship, that interaction with females were not as prevalent, and it diminished over time, and it has started to change. It started to change. So what I want to talk about is
Which I think is a direct. That wasn't like a change that happened on my own. I think that's a change that happened with our interaction of like you expressing things that you like, you didn't like, and me taking those concerns seriously to say like, okay, it doesn't mean I can't interact with females. It just has to be in a certain manner in which doesn't put you.
No,
in
it meant you couldn't interact with no females. That's exactly what the fuck it meant.
Because you didn't trust me. Wait, what? Like I thought I had like good liberties when it comes to that. It's just
So to get into the episode, can you have that same or keep those same social skills to the extent that it was while being and maintaining a relationship with somebody?
or you are in a really long-term relationship and should it be okay for you to develop a social life outside of your relationship? I think that's a very important thing that we should speak about too.
So go ahead, answer the question. Do you think you can maintain? I don't want to just say a social life because it's more than just a social life, but can you act and maintain that same approach that you did when you were single versus being in a committed relationship? And not even that you're going to go try to bag a chick or bag somebody, but just the same way how you would interact with someone, because not everybody you interacted with you were interested in, but just that being that charismatic, friendly guy, the way you interact with people across the board was somewhat similar and could be interpreted as a little bit over the top, a little bit inappropriate.
I mean, you're blaming me for a lot right now. Like,
it could be a little
bad.
It could be a little bit inappropriate.
So to answer your question, some sense, I could see depending on a person's social life, how would they be able to maintain it. But if a person's social life is too extreme, where they have a lot of obligations, where they have like 100 friends that they always constantly have to contact to, and they always got to give a lot of their time to, then if you have someone that's significant in your life, you kind of got to.
But when you say that you sort of kind of have to give your time to, what do you mean? Because I mean, you don't really have to do anything.
Well, if you have friends, and you have people who are in your circle and you part of a social life, you have to go hang out with them. You got to like go to their birthday parties, their barbecues. You got to, go to their weddings. And you
I mean, that's a nice thing to do, but you don't really have to do anything.
Well, to maintain your social life, you do have to do these things. Because if you don't go to their barbecues, their parties, their hangouts, their movie plans, then you don't have a social life. So by having a social life, you are participating in all this stuff that your other friends in your circle are doing. I mean, that's how I define social life. Mm-hmm. You're participating in activities with other people other than the person who you're in a relationship with. And so this could be as simple as going to the hookah bar every Thursday, going to the bar and a club every Saturday and Sunday, going on wet Wednesdays on the, I'm saying, so all these activities that you've been doing with your social life, once you get a significant other, if you're at a certain level where a lot of your time is being taken up by your friends, that's going to have to come down. And if vice versa, if your social life consists of maybe one meetup every year, I think you'd be fine with that. I mean, I don't think
so I guess it depends on the
level, like where you at.
Not the level, but sort of that. But it depends on the people in the relationship. So it could come in any different way, right? Because you can have a situation where one half of the relationship, one half of the participants, or not half of a participant, but one person can be extremely social while the other is not. Not that they don't go out, but it's just that they're not as frequent as the other person. And so I think
that's you're gonna have
right.
problems.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on the situation, because then now so let's say me and you, if it was just you were very social, which you kind of were, and I was not, which not really, but let's just say in this scenario, of course I would have an issue with you always going out with other people besides me. Not even like you're bringing me into it. But if you were just keeping those same meetings and I wasn't being included into it, of course that would be a problem. Because
can't bring chicks to the bro night though.
Right.
Or vice versa. Can't bring dudes to the girls night.
Right.
And if you're going to that girls night every Friday, it might make me feel uncomfortable. Like, damn.
And then at some point, it does kind of spill over into the relationship, because now I would feel that, well, we're doing things. Not that we're doing things outside of the relationship, but what's happening while you're doing these things? Because if you go to the club,
these are all questions that permeate.
Yeah,
in your
because if you're going
partner's
to the
head.
club or you're going out to have drinks or whatever, and if you're a good looking person or you attract a lot of attention,
I'm very good looking.
you're bound to have someone who will come up to you.
You're not
Well,
too
for
bad.
a female, you're bound to have someone who'll come up to you and start talking to you. And so some people might feel like a simple somebody say, "Oh, what kind of drink is that?" and trying to initiate conversation is just that, just initiating some kind of conversation. It doesn't mean it has to go anywhere but just right there. And oh, I met a new friend at the bar and that's it.
I mean, that's not a friend.
Well, I met somebody at the bar that, we're an acquaintance and that's it. That's just somebody I know when I go to the bar.
I don't think you meet any kind of friends in the bar.
Some people do.
I'm just saying.
Some people do.
The
Like some
standards
people,
for friends gotta be really
some
low.
people go.
I'm so judgmental.
Some people go out to eat by themselves and they'll sit at the bar and they'll have conversations with the bartender, the person right next to them, the person walking in with a plate or something. I mean, even if you're just looking for something, you'll make friends and start to have these conversations. But while at home, you have your partner who, whether it was that they went to work or whatever, and they just didn't get to go out with you, they're just at home while you're doing your own thing. And so at what point
this kind of
is
spills off
that
to something
acceptable?
important. So this spills off to something actually that just popped in my mind that's interesting. You have so much to say to everyone around you, but when you come home, do you have that same level of interaction with your significant partner?
Obviously not.
Do you?
If the only place you can go to kick off to
Well, it's
top
not
off
obvious.
is
It's not obvious because it might be. You might have that kind of energy and that, yo, what are you doing? So how was work? And how was this? So have you watching? But the person that you're talking to might not have the energy to turn around like, why are you asking me 1,000 questions? Like, what's going on? We never have enough. We don't have this kind of conversation. So why you know what I mean? So my question is like, is that usually associated? It's like, is it, do you have that same energy level? And if you don't, why
unless
not?
it's just that's what you guys have come to terms with. Because once again, it's this, if you determine that's okay in your relationship, am I okay with going out without my partner or husband or whatever? Well, not husband, my partner.
Significant other.
Whatever you want to call it. Am I okay with
Hubby.
going out without them and having a good time?
Boo thing.
And then what does having a good time consist of? Because there's going to be dancing. There's going to be the person might want to buy you a drink. You might have
Boinking.
conversation. And so, but it doesn't even have to go as far as boinking. But I'm just talking about like the first couple steps of like, you want to dance? Can I buy you a drink? We're just sitting here having conversation. Like,
All right, wait,
are those
wait,
things
wait.
inappropriate to
Wait,
do?
wait. Now we
Knowing
now
that you got somebody at home
we
waiting
touched the
for
topic
you.
now that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Dancing. All right. We in 2019. All right. We not in the era of ballroom dancing where people just politely grab your waist and your hand and you go side to side and shimmy in and all that stuff.
But even if it was
We're
just
in the
that,
age of plastic butts and a lot of I can't even remember the word.
eggplants?
Twerking.
Oh,
Twerking. All right. So you go to any club, bar, lounge, music festival, whatever there's music, and you see people dancing, there's always butts on crotches. Or butts on
Yeah.
butts, or crotches on crotches, or something of that combination. If
a lot
you're
of
in a-
genital rubbing.
I want to be real specific when I state this. If you're in a committed relationship, and what I mean by committed relationship is that you are serious about this person you're with, and you and she are somehow thinking about spending life together and wanna have
Even
babies,
they,
children,
even
whatever.
them.
Right. In my opinion, I think that's a little disrespectful for you to go out to wherever that place is to then basically shake your stuff
Do
and
the
rub
Tina
your
Belcher.
stuff. Do the Tina Belcher.
Yeah.
Shake your stuff with.
Shake your stuff.
I mean, rub your stuff against another person's
Rub
stuff.
your ass on his
Well, because
dick
it might be their crotch
or
I don't know.
her crotch.
It might be crotch on crotch. I don't know.
knowing that person is getting excited. I think that's definitely.
Like, how would you feel?
Because you know he gonna get hard.
How would you feel if you find out I was rubbing my crotch with another man? See? That automatically puts a really big image in your head like, wait, whoa. We went south on this. Like,
You're
what
rubbing
happened?
your crotch on his
Yeah, that's a
bum?
dance. Somehow it's a dance. I don't know.
Oh, y'all dancing. And then he like, hey.
Yeah.
And then you rubbing your crotch.
That's a
and
little.
like,
That's a little
oh.
intimate. It's a little intimate. So what I'm saying is that a lot of the dances these days are very intimate.
But there's a lot of grinding that's going on.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it intimate.
I just
A
know
lot
that
of sweating.
I just
a lot
know
of
like when
rubbing.
I grind on you, you get excited.
Of course.
And I think maybe a lot of other guys might too. I haven't
I
grinded.
think that's the
I
number
haven't-
one.
I haven't grinded.
According to my alleged friends, they don't get hard. They don't get hard allegedly. All right, they don't get hard.
I don't see how you not.
But some of these
getting
guys
hard.
are single. Some of these guys don't have a steady. And
Cause all I think about if I'm rubbing my ass
if you have
on
a
a
very,
guy,
if you have a very
he's
sensual,
getting excited.
exactly. If you have a very sensual
And next
woman,
thing you know, you're just gonna feel a bing.
if you have a very sensual woman in front of you who dressed very elegantly, she's doing everything in her power to basically seduce you, and then it's just so happened to be rubbing on your thing. So if you're not getting hard or excited,
Something wrong with you?
there's something wrong with you. You should go to the doctor. Get yourself checked out, because that's why the whole equipment was made, is to get excited. And I think personally, women get a shot of like excitement on herself when they realize, oh, I got him hard. Like that was on me. So it's that relationship back and forth. But I think,
Cause all I think about though, like if somebody wants to come up behind me and start dancing, is that he just want to rub his thing.
I
on
mean,
my
yeah.
butt and feel my butt. That's
that
what I think.
99%.
Like I don't think it's really. Oh, I just want to dance.
99%.
You looking for everybody to dance around and rub up on.
99%.
99.9
reason that when you just twerking around the house, 99% reason why I would grind up on you whenever you're in the house. Just
well, not
randomly,
even grind. If you just see me,
yeah, you're just like doing your thing. You just like dancing to a song.
mm-hmm.
It's because I want to feel your butt on my crotch. I just want to feel that sensation.
So definitely, if you went to a club or whatever and you dancing up on a girl, you're gonna get hard.
That makes me sound like a pervert.
It does a little.
I mean,
But
that's
just how you're wired.
I don't think that's the purpose. Like, I'm going to the club because I want to get hard. No, I think that's a consequence of getting excited.
Just a cause and effect.
Yeah, like if I get excited, because it might be a woman who's grinding on me, but that really doesn't excite me.
So that's what, because, well, now that's kind of contradicting what you're saying, because you're saying
Well, what
if he
I'm saying
doesn't
is
get
that-
hard, something's wrong with him.
Well, let's assume that I'm not sexually attracted to this person.
Right. But still, if,
I
with
may not
them
get hard.
grinding, so then it is possible, because before you said that if he doesn't get hard, there's something wrong with him.
I don't want to get people confused. What I'm saying is that if you are sexually attracted to someone and they
So
excite
what
you,
if you're not, but you're just dancing? Because some people might feel like we just dancing. It's just
I know that's what everyone has told me. Everyone I've known that done this is like, oh, but we just dancing. It's just dancing. It's nothing. Just dancing.
I would say regardless.
I give him a really low, like squinty eye
bender
look,
squints.
and I'm just like, really, just dancing?
I would say that. Okay, for you.
Why do you feel the need to dance with every girl in the club?
For you, it may. Okay, not for you, but for anybody, there's a potential for you to get excited, and as a consequence,
I think you're getting excited right now.
not a consequence, but as an effect due to the person rubbing on you,
Gyrating.
you
on you.
might get excited. You might. Some people might not because they're accustomed to doing that.
And if you have
or they
a-
might not.
if
They
you have-
may or
if
may
you
not.
have a Mr. and Mrs. at home that's waiting on you, you come home.
And you over here just sweating it out, dancing up on every round derriere you
Now
see.
we sound very judgmental, right? Because we have our own opinions on this, right?
Well,
But I think in your relationship, if
I
Well,
wanna,
yeah, I would
wanna put
have a problem
disclaimer.
with it.
I would put a disclaimer
And
that
I wouldn't.
if you have agreed that would be your relationship, like that would be okay, then this is then you can just
Right.
ignore everything we've said.
Right.
But if you haven't had that conversation about, hey, is it okay if I can grind out my junk on everyone else?
But I think even if you haven't really had that conversation, right? It's all about the context. Because if I do go to go out to a party and someone asks me to dance, and we're just dancing, but no, there's no crotch to butt content.
What kind of dance is now brought?
We could
No.
do a 2-step with each other. We just dancing. We legit
We're not
having
talking-
a
wait,
good
wait, wait.
time,
So
right?
let me make this
But I'm
straight.
just
No.
putting out. I'm
No,
just
because I want to
trying to set
clarify.
a
I'm not
context.
talking about electric dance here. Electric slide.
That's one example of dancing where it doesn't have to be sexual. But when you start getting into the sexual nature things and you're
I think
slow
there's literally
grinding,
like 5 songs.
and then you're slow grinding and you're doing a little extra thrust in your back and hitting
you
it
don't
down
have to
low
do it as
and-
you say it.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm not talking about the 5 different dances out there, songs out there that you do line dances to. I think the Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide.
No, but I mean something that I'm looking at you. We dancing. We
The
just having a
Macarena.
good time. Not those. Well, I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. We're dancing. We're doing our little 2 steps. Whatever. That's it. We can just dance, right? But if it's something where it's a real sexual song or a little bit of dance hall, which can
Would
go
you whine for me?
no, where
You just
there's a little bit of dance hall and you're doing a lot of booty twerking, one cheek going up and the other one going the other direction, and the guy's behind you, he's just standing there,
up against
you
the wall.
know, and you're just,
You are
really,
You
really
are assaulting a person.
trying to get him excited. Then it might happen. So that's a little bit.
I think if it's considered assault, I think at that point you cross
Doesn't
that
have
line.
to be assault,
where
but
you're
just the fact
violently
that-
trying to like push him through the wall.
if I look at you and I see you doing the most,
If you're
That's
jumping off a
disrespectful.
speaker, trying to
because that
land,
might not be sexual. So
I don't know, man. I don't know.
no,
I see
if
some
you
of
jump
those
off a speaker and then jump down
I've
on
seen
the
some of those
crotch and
YouTube
then
videos.
fly like with those flying squirrels. Yeah, no, that may not have to be sexual. But if it's like a very sexual song, R&B slow song, or like a dance hall song, that's some good jukka 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 and
Jugga jugga, what's that?
juk her when you're juking. You're doing the juk.
Jugga jugga.
Then it's like tech this and tech that, and my dick is just ready to go all the way in. You know, they have songs like that.
I guess I don't know. I mean, you assuming everyone's like West Indian and know what you're talking about.
Even if they're not, everybody goes to a party and they love reggae.
I think everyone
and they
knows
love
reggae,
dancehall,
dancehall. Yes.
So those ones where it's just like it's a lot of scandalous grinding going on. That I would say is like, especially if you're in a committed relationship.
I think that's a
that can be
conversation.
looked at as disrespectful.
You could no. I'm not gonna say that. I think in our relationship, I think we would consider it disrespectful because
Mhm.
we've had conversations about this that I don't feel comfortable with you doing that, and then vice versa. You don't feel
But I'm
comfortable with me
talking
doing
about
that.
even if I seen it, like maybe their relationship isn't as committed
Well,
or
I'm saying
whatever.
that
But if I
between-
seen that, I would look at it and be like, oh, if your man's is
Well,
home
you need
and
to
he
mind your
sees you,
business. That's not your relationship.
well, it's my mind, and this is what I'm saying in my
No,
mind.
you're being judgmental.
No, I'm saying
No.
in my
No.
mind. In my mind,
Who cares
ooh,
about your mind?
that looks a little bit tough. That's a little tough decision
Listen,
right there. That's
if
some hard
you
cock
agree
right
to
there on your
that-
ass.
Especially if you're a guy. That's like 2 hard cocks. That's like, come on. What are you doing? Sword fighting?
What?
What I'm saying is that if you agreed that would be okay in your relationship, that each of you are free to do that, then that's fine. And then, ignore everything we're saying.
But I
But
also think like it
I think it should be
starts
a
that
conversation.
way. It starts that way, and then next thing you know, like he
Hell
like,
yeah.
damn.
Especially when your insecurities
No,
come into the...
No. I mean, like, even if you have that, because you could have a situation where you have that conversation, we're cool with it. It's just dancing, because in that person's head, all they think about is dancing. Of course, I can't help getting hard. I just whatever. I like what was going on, but that don't
You
mean
see
I'm gonna
that-
go and take it to the next step and try to go fuck the person. But it just might
Hey,
lead to that because
hey.
it does happen.
If he did excite me, I keep saying he. if they did excite me, that's a possibility.
And then numbers get exchanged, and
you know what I mean?
that's why I'm just like, don't do it.
Oh, what about this? Oh, I'm gonna be here every Friday. I'm like, oh, word. I'm
Yeah. Next thing you know, you buying drinks, then you got an emotional relationship.
Next thing you know, this is an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh Lord. But so I guess it's safe to say that we both agree it's just not something that we would do.
Oh hell no! We talked about this in our relationship
because you just can't. Not cool with the idea of me grinding up and getting
and no one's junk.
Pee-pee.
Even if it sometimes, and I've even had this conversation with you. Like, I don't even mind you dancing with other females, but I have my reservation with that because nowadays females are just as bad as some males. So it's like, I don't know what the intentions are with those females that you're dancing with. So for you, it could be just, oh, we're just having fun at dancing with girls. But then that other girl that's grinding up against you is getting excited by you.
Well, I guess if you...
And
it's up to you to make the assessment, right? And I don't know how much assessment you're going to be making when you're having a good time. But
4 drinks in.
It's up to you to make that assessment. Like if you... Because if I initially went in with a non-sexual, open-minded... Not open-minded in that sense, just like... just having fun. I just want to dance, have a good time, but I'm not really trying to be sexual and nasty with anybody. And that was my focus. Then, you know, obviously it can't jump down my throat for that. But then if you start to see that it's going somewhere else where she just touch you by your boob or grab you by your crotch and just hold you a little closer and start grinding you harder.
Formation.
The
you know
what?
That is? The seashell formation. You know what that is? It's when you do the hover symbol of the rock over the girl's pelvic bone to push her to you.
Do people do that?
Yeah, I mean that's what something when I grew up and it was like you gotta do a seashell formation. You do this. You basically push. You push your 2 hands.
Who told you that?
Hello, I'm explaining something to you.
Just stop right there. Anyway, so when you see that start to happen, then you'll be like, okay, let me back up. But I think once you're already in that situation, people don't normally just back up and be like, okay.
Imagine how awkward that would be. Like one of your good friends come up to you, start grinding again, and you turn around, no, I am not having sexual interaction.
But then, so what are you saying? Like you continue to dance then?
I think you gotta play it off. You gotta be like, you just shimmy away, like, hey, how you doing now? I'm good.
Oh, I'm high. Let me go get a drink.
Yeah. You kind of shimmy away. You let them know, like, no, I'm good. But some people are gonna be very persistent. Mm-hmm. They're gonna follow you all night long.
Because they just want to dance.
No, they want to grind up on you. They don't want to dance. They want to grind up on you. It's a specific thing that they want to do.
So if it's the other person's shit, but not mine.
What?
Shit. Like it's their obsession or their thing they just want to do. Because it doesn't necessarily...
I still blame you.
It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. Like I just want to have a good time. And that's my way of... I just want to grind. And I just want to like, you know, dance. But that don't mean I want to fuck the person.
So I will still blame you. Not as much, but I still blame you because one, you chose to still go there. Mm-hmm. You still chose to stay around there, even though you chose to stay there all night long, even though that woman's chasing you all night long. For all you know, she could have slipped your Mickey, and next you know, you'd have been on Fox News. What I'm saying is that you chose to make certain decisions that led you to be in that room with that person. Now, if that's to say, for example, that person is your friend. Once again, this person is still your friend. This is all your choices that you made. So partly you're still part to blame in this. Just because you have no sexual intentions whatsoever doesn't mean that you didn't put yourself in a situation that you could have that interaction.
Right.
So I think I also want to touch on the fact that the whole part about buying drinks or and this could be considered like also like doing any kind of recreational drugs as well. But this
not even drugs, but just like buying drinks. Because some people think like if you go out, you know, I'm just buying everybody a drink to be. It could be a guy or a girl buying somebody of the opposite sex or someone that not even opposite sex, just not on a friendly tip. Like you're not friends like
so that's
just platonic. You're more like it's a possibility like, hey, if something happened, you'd be cool with it, right? So you buy
So
drinks
this is
just
not
to
your
be
best friend buying you a drink.
Yeah, it's just like a friend, or like when you go out with your coworkers.
But I'm
Is
saying,
it
wait, wait.
okay to accept a drink
I think so.
from the person if they buy you a drink?
I think so. I think
Why?
so. It's trying to limit. I think if you going out, if it's 5 coworkers going out, and
What
let's
if I
say,
think like
let's
the
say
person
one coworker
wanna
says
fuck me?
drinks on me.
Okay.
That's
But
good.
what if I think like the person wants to fuck me? They didn't even really say it, but like,
I mean,
yeah,
you gotta.
you probably doing it, but like,
I still take
and
a
they'd be
drink.
like, oh yeah, I'm buying drinks for everybody, but here's your special drink.
I think you gotta like. Those
Assess
are
the
individual
situation.
situations that you gotta be like, no, I don't want that specific drink. I'll take your drinks that you gave everyone else, just to be nice. But
Well, I'm not trying to say that it's slipping in something. I'm just saying that,
no. I
or
mean,
maybe you
special
came
treatment.
late. Maybe you came late, and then they're like, "Oh, I'll buy you a drink. Do you accept it?"
He
Is
bought,
it weird?
If they bought,
He had bought everybody.
if he
yeah.
bought drinks for everyone, I'm taking that drink too.
I guess.
He bought it to everyone else. So he's just extending that gesture to you as well. So he's being equal. Now, if it goes a little above that, he buy you a second drink for free.
He buy you a second drink for free.
Then he'd be like,
He
okay,
buy you
hold
the
on.
drink for free.
Hold on, what you doing here, buddy? Like, what are you doing?
So you don't accept the second one, or
I wouldn't.
Mm.
Because I don't want to let him know that I'm also interested in him. Or on them. You know what I mean?
But I took the first one.
because he gave everyone else the first one. And everyone else
But
took
that
it.
could just be like the way in.
But that's how
Like, oh,
social
you want
interaction
another
is.
one? So
Now wait.
But-
If
so
he
you
bought everyone
have-
Heinekens or if he bought everyone beer and he buys me like top
but
shelf,
I don't drink beer.
top shelf mojito tequila.
I don't drink beer, so
No,
obviously
see, that's a little.
you
that's a
ask
little
me what
extra.
I want to drink, and I say, "Give me a sex on the beach."
So the reason I brought this up though is because, let's say for example, you go out with all your friends, right? And me, I wouldn't really think twice about what's going on there. Like I wouldn't be suspicious, texting you every 5 seconds, like what's going. I wouldn't do that because I know you're going out with
Just
your
check
friends.
my location because it's being shared with you.
So you're, obviously you're gonna be drinking. Maybe someone
But I
offer
don't
you a
think you
drink.
would still be comfortable with
But
that.
I know I would. I tell you all the time to go chill with your friends. I mean,
go,
I know.
go.
I think where
Googaloo.
it gets iffy is when someone outside of the friend come in and be like, "How you doing, girl? What you drinking? Let me buy you a drink."
So that person shouldn't accept the guy or whoever it is trying to buy you a drink just to be nice. Just maybe that person wants to join in with you and your crew because y'all having a good time. So they say like, "Hey, yo, that look like a cool set of people right there. Let me join in."
But he didn't offer to buy everyone a drink. He offered to buy you a drink.
Right. Okay.
So now if he come in like, "Yo, I'm gonna buy a bottle for the whole table," yeah, we turn up. Okay, that's different. That's a different conversation. But if he comes in and be like, "So how
Hey,
you doing,
girl.
Ebony Queen? Can I?
I'm gonna buy you.
I'm gonna buy."
Not
what
you.
what
Not you.
drinking?
No.
No.
You move
you
over.
either. Nah, you too ugly.
No.
Chill without that.
You move over.
Drop kicks another one in the face.
Just
I'ma
no,
buy
not you. That one. You.
You.
You right there.
Come over here. I'm gonna buy you a drink. See that right there?
Obviously,
That gets a little like
that's pretty intentional. You can see that a mile away. But I think some people are okay.
I think
are
as a person,
okay
if you
with
accept
that.
that drink, you are entertaining
The possibility.
the possibility of maybe stepping out of your
Sexual
relationship.
intercourse.
No, not even sexual. Stepping out of your relationship, whether that is just having a conversation, an intimate a conversation with someone else, maybe exploring your options.
At some degree, even if you're not thinking about going
You
to
thinking
make
about
out with
what
the person,
sizes junk is.
yeah, because you probably always think about that. Even if you're not entertaining,
might tell you.
Even if you're not entertaining the thought of like kissing the person or sex or whatever, I think that when you do open up the doors of interacting with that person and accept the drink and you're talking about this stuff and conversations kind of lead to, there's a little bit of that emotional, I don't want to say emotional cheating.
Cheating?
Yeah, but there might be a little bit of flirting going on.
But that's why I call it stepping out of your relationship. Because now you're experiencing things on a much intimate level with a person outside of your relationship.
So
Mhm.
let's just say you've had a committed relationship. You've only talked about sexual things in nature with your partner. You've only talked about certain things with your partner. Now, once you step out your relationship, and you may explore some of these things with someone else.
Right.
That's not considered cheating, but you're stepping out the relationship.
But it's something to look at, because then
Right.
you're opening up the doors for things to go the next.
It's something you
the
should
next
reflect
level.
on and what's going on. Why are you doing that? Why do you feel the need to do that? If it's something that brings you excitement, something
Right.
that brings you happiness
Right.
to do, or to get that kind of attention of someone being inquisitive about, like, ooh, what size is your what size of your stuff? At that sense, then, this is something that maybe.
What size are you? What size your bra? Is that what you said?
I don't know. I'm just I haven't been out there like recently, so to know like what a guy is saying to girls these days.
But you're not gonna go.
What's the size of your cup size?
What glass cup are you drinking from? But what kind of question?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Saying
so
sexual things. Insert sexual thing you would say to a female.
I mean, it doesn't have to be sexual.
Or question, whatever.
But
Intimate question.
I think that if you do
Is that a lace front?
entertain, it's not a lace front.
Or is that your
I
natural
think
hair?
if you, that's your natural baby hairs.
Is that your hair?
How they curve by the right tempo.
I love those edges, girl.
and come back around,
Do you do the
to-
toothbrush method, or do you just use a regular brush?
or your finger. But anyway, what if you don't have any edges?
I mean, then I'm not gonna ask that question. Just saying.
Anyway,
Do you nair or do you
snare.
razor?
Anyway, so I guess it's safe. Well, not. I don't want to say safe to say, but for us, at least, we know that going outside, to hang out with other people, and we don't really do that much.
Not that we
Like
don't want
we
to.
don't really do the whole going out.
To bars,
Once
clubs?
in a while, we might go out without each other, but we don't really do a lot of going out with friends separate from us. Because I think we've come to a point
Or
where
don't
we
have no friends.
recognize that it would be problematic for
There's someone listening out there like, these motherfuckers don't have friends. That's why they don't go.
I got friends. Okay, I got plenty. I got a handful. I can count on my hands.
And someone's definitely like, yeah, they definitely got no friends.
I mean, whatever.
They have no experience in this thing.
Whatever. I think we've gotten to the point where we've determined in our relationship that it's not conducive to kind of like entertain those kind of
And I think there's a reason for that. Because
ideas.
oftentimes, a lot of the stuff that is available for us to do with friends tend to kind of cross that border of intimacy. And I think we find it uncomfortable to like, I don't want to put myself in that position because something may happen. And I don't want to have that conversation with my partner. It's like, babe, I was at this karaoke bar and, girl got kind of drunk and, she kind of kissed me. Like having a conversation is like, well, what were you doing? Did you kiss her back?
Yes.
What, did you
how the
touch your tongue?
How the fuck did she
You
get
better go
that
wash your
close
mouth.
to you? First of all, what the fuck was you doing that she got that close to you to somehow she gets so close to me, she kissed me. Why the
Right.
fuck was you so close to her?
So that's what I'm saying.
Hell
So
yeah, motherfucker.
and I think we've all been in situations where someone in a group gets a little drunk and they get huggy. They just want to, oh my God, I just hug you, like, oh my God, I'm so happy.
And then you don't want to be a
and
douche.
meanwhile, they only had a sip of a drink.
And you don't want to be, that wouldn't be me, but it doesn't take a lot to get me.
But I'm just saying,
Drunk
like,
or tipsy or
suspect.
whatever.
It's suspect. That's what I'm saying.
But I would also say that maybe it's because we've been together so long
And we have no
that
friends.
that
Seriously, paging
we're
a friend out there.
we're just comfortable in that sense. But honestly, I never want to go anywhere
Oh,
without.
I think
without your company, because I always just feel so comfortable with you
And we
being
talked about
around,
this.
because it's just like, okay, I don't have to worry about how I'm getting back. I don't have to worry about who I have to take an Uber. I don't have to worry about, oh my God, I have to pay for this. Like, it's already decided this is how we're going to do it. I'm comfortable with that. And that's it. There's no like, oh, we're going to split this bill. You treating her better than you treating me. Like, there's none of those feelings, those thousands of decisions that have to be like, feeling uncomfortable about doing something that everybody else wants to do, but you're not necessarily into it. And then being that you're not into it, then you decide you're going to go, and then you got to go by yourself. So there've been times where things like that occur that, leaves you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. So I think I've gotten to the point where I'm okay with not doing the whole going out with everybody else outside of us.
So,
And as lame as that may sound, because, it's healthy to have things outside of the relationship, which is not that I'm saying that I don't. It's just that I'm comfortable with majority of the times doing stuff with you, because you're like my best friend and all.
we have no friends. I think that's gonna be the conclusion. The hashtag after this episode. I think one thing you said that I wanted to make a comment on was I think was very important. I think we've decided naturally is that we don't want to have any experiences that we can't share on our own. So basically, if you experience something, it's going to be kind of hard to then come to talk to me about it unless I was there and saw it. So,
But experience something like what? Someone
like,
hitting on you?
Maybe we saw something crazy happen. Maybe someone got in a fight, and it's going to be like, but we were both there. We've experienced it together. We saw it. We can commentate. We could talk about it on drive home.
I don't really. I'm not like gonna say I'm not agree with it, or like, yeah, that's the reason. Because when we go to work and stuff,
I think it was
we experience things that
right. But when it comes to stuff going out and experiencing life together outside of work, I mean, I don't think anyone talks about work as in like, yeah, we're experiencing life. That's just something.
I'm not experiencing life, but it's always something juicy.
I mean, if you work at a scandalous place, then yeah, maybe you might have some juice. I mean, if you work in a strip club, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have lots of stories. I'm just pretty sure you will. The other thing I wanted to kind of touch on is that basically, when you have a social life outside of your relationship, you're gonna end up experiencing life in a totally different fashion than your partner. How do you?
And then things kind of like overspilling from that aspect of your life into the relationship, because now
That's
you're
a very
gonna
good
have
point, yeah.
situations where your friends want to do things that may not necessarily coincide with your partner's values, or things that your partner wants to do.
Your friends want to rob a bank.
Not
You
that
want to rob a bank
extreme.
too, and next thing you know, now your partner rob a bank. They come, they don't tell you nothing, and now you got the FBI on your door.
I mean, not that extreme.
What's a
Just
good
something
example?
as simple as, or even when you think about when you have your friends before your relationship, and now
have a good example.
you've come into this relationship, and do the friends come along with the relationship too? Because that does not always work out.
I kind of. That's a good point. I really wanted to touch on the whole bank thing though. Before I go to that one you just said, and I think it's more of the unintended consequences of experiencing life without your partner. Like, I guess one of the most basic is that, let's say one of your friends gets in a fight and you jump in, and then you never tell nothing to your partner, or then maybe you tell them the story, but you don't realize.
Maybe use an example of something more meaningful. Like they did something that they didn't do it with you, and they did it with a friend.
Well, you said something about unintended consequences, that how stuff that you do with your partner kind of spills into your life, in your relationship.
Well, I was talking more about like when you have friends before the relationship, where you guys used to just hang out and
Right,
you
right.
go to their house and do that.
I'm going in
and
that direction. I'm going in that direction. So let's just take, for example, this is where I'm starting. So I have friends who I hang out with outside of our relationship. I go hang out with them. Next, one of my friends had a fight. I jump in, whatever. 2 weeks down the line, we're hanging out. Turns out that the boyfriend's girlfriend also wants to beat you up now because somehow I put hands on that guy. Now, I know it's a little confusing, but
Oh, okay.
this is how scenarios can
Mhm.
lead to that you're getting involved into, because
Things
something I did
that-
in my own personal
uh-huh.
life, and you have no idea what's going on. All you know is that there's a girl about to try to put hands on you because of what happened between me and this guy.
Right.
So that's something you have to take in consideration when it comes to your social life and your partner's life and your relationship.
I think too, it's, even though you may say that it's healthy to have something outside of just you and your partner, I think once again, it's always important to decide that and have that conversation, because if you do decide to go that route and, say it's okay to have something besides you two, that's fine. But also that letting them know this is what I'm doing. Because like you said, if I'm blindsided by the fact somebody gonna come to whip my ass because of something you did and we never had a conversation about it, we didn't, I had no idea, that's a problem in itself. Because I would like to say that if when you're outside and you're doing whatever and, you come back home to your partner, not that you gotta go tell them every detail of what happened, but just sharing a little bit of how the night went, or letting them know what
I
occurred.
think even if you let them know, they might not put two and two together of like, oh, this person wanted to beat me because of this situation. You don't know that situation. It's just unintended consequences. So
No, but then she might come and fight you and you think it's something else, like, oh, you fucking my man kind of
right.
thing.
I think what you said is very important. I think we've said this many times on different episodes. It's like communication above all things. Like, just have a conversation between your partner. If that's okay, if that's something that you want to do. Like, do we want to have a social life outside? Is that okay? What are the limits? Where should I be careful when I tread? When should I like back off? And it's not about asking permission or what you allow, you're not allowed, but you want to come to a mutual understanding of like what are the parameters in which we're interacting with people here, because you never
And
know
that it's okay to have
right.
this person call you at a certain time, or if they can't call you
Or
at
send
all,
you
or
nudes.
whatever. Yeah, that too.
So, is there anything else?
Oh God, not that again. There's so much left to
So
say.
we're gonna run this back. Then we're gonna run this back.
Yeah, I think we need a part two
Part
of
two?
this. So this will be Social Butterfly Part 1.
This was very juicy. It was very juicy.
So then we need a part 2.
Or 3. We do a trilogy.
Just a part 2.
All right. Tune in next week.
For part 2.
Two. Social butterfly.
Bye.